All right, let's knock this one out. Cardhu, Gold Reserve. Ready?
Hit that like and subscribe button. We're Whiskey Dixon.
Whiskey Dixon, Sugarbear and Troy. Done. No.
Episode over.
Fastest
And we're
ever.
done.
Like. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Whiskey Dixon. I'm Sugarbear.
Troy?
We are reviewing Cardhu Gold Reserve Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. Game of Thrones edition. Keeping in theme with the Game of Thrones. We're doing a lot of Game of Thrones stuff right now. Comes in at 80 proof. Not very impressive. But I think you'll be surprised at how tasty it is for how low the proof is.
Okay.
Probably not natural color. Probably chill filtered because of the proof.
Right.
Cardhu means black rock in Gaelic, which is kind of a cool name. And another interesting fact about Cardhu, they are the spiritual home of the Johnny Walker blends. So of all the whiskeys that go into Johnny Walker, it's mostly made at Cardhu. And each whiskey brand, like each blended whiskey, has a spiritual home. So like Famous Grouse, it's Glenturret. Chivas Regal, it's Strathisla. Dewar's, it's Aberfeldy. And so with Johnny Walker, it's Cardhu.
Okay.
And the reason they chose Cardhu to represent House Targaryen is because the last, Targaryen, as far as you know on the show, unless you watch the whole thing, then you know there's actually totally more of them. But spoiler alert. The last Targaryen's a woman, and this is a distillery that's essentially pioneered and founded by a woman. Her name was Helen Cumming, I think. And her husband was like a bootlegger and smuggler and illicit distiller, and she kind of got him into the idea of doing it legally. But back when they were making their whiskey illegally, the distillery's in the same place that it was, when they were bootlegging, essentially. And they're on top of a hill in Speyside. And so when they would see police coming over to investigate what they were doing, his wife Helen would cover herself in flour and go out and greet them and be like, "We're just baking lots of bread. We're just baking a lot of bread. Nothing going on here. It's just bread." Which I think is funny. It's also cool that she was kind of the main head of the distillery. Yeah, she was like the brains of the operation, which back in like the early 1800s, women didn't really have a whole lot to do with distilling. So she's a pioneer in that regards, actually. It's pretty cool. On the nose, classic Johnny Walker, big malty.
Ton of malt.
Little bit of honey, ton of, like, as dumb as it sounds to call a single malt malty, this is like super malty. Yeah. This is just barley in a glass. Light hint of smoke on the end, maybe a bit of honey as well. Delicious. Fruity. Big, malty, honey. For 80 proof, it's got a good body. Like we just reviewed the Singleton, super light. This is a much heavier bodied whiskey.
I'm getting
like it's meatier,
Oh yeah, I'm getting some dried fruit notes for sure.
Which is funny because there's no sherry. As far as I know, this is just an ex-bourbon cask.
It's not like in your face.
It's not like raisin, but it's like a dried
Apricot almost?
Yeah, like dried apricot or dried
It's not overly
peach,
sweet,
maybe.
for sure.
No, it's a really well-balanced whiskey. I love the malty, smoky, little bit of fruit, little bit of honey, not overly sweet. This is a perfect example of a whiskey that is just good anytime.
It's like a whiskey snack.
This is just a daily drinker right here. And what's funny is I tried the 12-year Cardhu 5 or 6 years ago. Buddy Jake, shout out to Jake, bought me a bottle of it a while ago. I wasn't actually that impressed, and then I haven't tried anything since then. And I like this a lot, so I kind of want to go back and start revisiting more Cardhu because it's good.
Kind of get a sandy note to it. It kind of just reminds me of like beach almost. Not necessarily
Not tropical
ocean.
beach.
Yeah, not tropical.
Like cold, wet sand.
Like Oregon beach.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
okay, I can get that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's weird. I did not think of that, but you're right. Sand.
Very earthy, like sand.
Like sand dune or like cold, cold wet sand. Yeah, I just love, it's not super fruity. It's not really that smoky, but it's a little smoky. I say it's mostly malty, and you can tell that that's why they chose this malt as kind of the heart and soul of all the Johnny Walker blends. You can tell that you're able to use this, and then you can kind of build on it with different flavors. So like,
oh, so this would be the base.
yeah, this is the
essentially.
base of Johnny Walker. This is like what they start with, and then they'll add a certain amount of Talisker to get it nice and leathery, or a certain amount of Cull Isla to get it nice and smoky, or stuff like that. That's how blenders think, and that's why Cardhu is such a valuable distillery to Diageo, is because they're making the heart and soul and the base malt of Johnny Walker. It's like the canvas upon which they paint their blends on.
Building block.
Yeah, which I think is really cool. Even though I'm not like a huge blend fan, but I'm starting to get more into them, and it's fun to try all the whiskeys that comprise a blend, and then you start to appreciate blending them more. You start to realize that the people who made these blends, the blenders, just found the certain notes they like in these certain whiskeys, and they just put in certain percentages to kind of make like a perfect palate, to make like a perfect whiskey for what they're going for.
It's definitely fun to like pick out the whiskeys that are in the blends, and then vice versa. When you drink the blends, pick out the whiskeys that make them up.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, honestly, and for how low the proof is, I don't feel like it's thin or light-bodied in any way. I actually feel like it's a very... Fucking Kurt! Every time. Actually, and also, I forgot to mention this, Cardhu Gold Reserve, they didn't just make this for Game of Thrones, there is actually a Cardhu Gold Reserve. Like, this is a whiskey, it comes in like a short, squat, gold box and bottle, but, yeah, they didn't just make this for Game of Thrones. Yeah, good solid,
Just
everyday drinker. Yeah, like,
well-rounded.
it's such a good in-between, but like, yeah, you could just drink this. This is like the only whiskey you would really have to have. And when this first came out, I believe it's around $50. I have seen it as low as $25 now. So for $25, I would drink this all day, every day. I would just mainline this into my arteries. Nah, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be able to taste it. It wouldn't be that fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just use vodka for that.
And now a public service announcement from Whiskey Dixon.
Drink responsibly. Yeah, I don't know. Other final thoughts? Any?
I've never seen Game of Thrones. No.
Fuck you,
I
man.
saw the only episode I saw is with Hodor.
Oh, that's like the best episode, though. Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
one of the,
I have
that's
no
one of the only
interest
ones
in
you
this
really need to
character.
see.
Yeah, the Hodor episode.
There's a bunch, but there is a Hodor episode.
I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's like this show's brand new. It's not like everyone's seen it already. Yeah, other than that, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, let us know what other whiskeys you want to see us review. We'll probably review more Cardhu stuff now, because I'm actually pretty impressed by this.
Right.
Especially for the price, $25. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you cannot beat that. And I am Sugarbear.
Troy.
We are Whiskey Dixon. Until next time, cheers, sláinte, keep on drinking.